Morning, YouTube. Well, let me start that over. Morning, YouTube. Today is Thursday. It is leg day. Also had check-ins this morning. As of right now, Ross hasn't gotten back to me yet, which is pretty normal. But I weighed in right at 230.0 this morning. So that's what I weighed Sunday. My last check-in kind of fluctuated between 230.0 and I think the highest I got up to was 232, either flat or 0.4, something like that. Yeah, very happy with where we are. Definitely busting my ass. Calories are super low, cardio's high, but you know, that's just what it's gonna take to get the job done. So that's just where we are. You know, like I've said before, and like Ross has said, those few like binge sessions hurt me pretty good. They set me back, and they didn't put me up. They didn't set me up for the best spot, especially when it was only, I think, like 10 or 11 weeks between shows. So, you know, I made a mistake. Definitely learned from it. So it's not going to happen again, or at least I'm going to do my best in my abilities to not let it happen again. Learn from my mistakes. You know, that's all we can do in life. No one's perfect. You know, luckily it was not a life-threatening or life-altering mistake that I made. And luckily it was early enough in this prep to more or less make up for it. So my body's adapting well to the cardio and to the diet. Not really sure what Ross is gonna do. Might not change anything. Might just stay on the exact same plan. Let it ride, see what happens. So I guess we'll see. But I feel good. I'm still sleeping good, which is huge. Taking out that melatonin helped. I'm not falling asleep like quite as fast as with the melatonin, but I'm staying asleep. And from the research I've done, that's kind of how melatonin works. It more or less like knocks you out, but it doesn't keep you asleep. So I'm sure there's a couple other supplements or compounds I could take like on top of melatonin, but we're just gonna go the route that I've been doing, or that I'm doing now. And I'm also continuously increasing my niacin dosage. So I just bumped that up this week to 7 tablets. So that's, each tablet's 500 milligrams. So that's 3,500 milligrams at night. And you want to get the actual flush form niacin, which is nicotinic acid, which sounds scary, but it's literally vitamin B3. So it's one of your B vitamins. And if you look closely at some of your thermogenic burners, like the powders and capsules, fat burners, pre-workouts, I've even seen it. A lot of times, all those supplements will have B3 in it. So you're probably already consuming some, you don't even know it. I know for my like pre-cardio thermogenic powder that I use the Ghost Burn. The ingredients seem pretty good. Has a little bit of caffeine. It's not like a crazy amount. I think it's like 150 milligrams for one scoop. And if obviously if you want more, do more than one scoop. But I just do one scoop, and it's more than plenty for me in the mornings. But anyways, it has I think it has like 40 milligrams of nicotinic acid in it, which when you're taking almost 10 times that amount every single night, that's really nothing. But for the common person who's not used to it, the flushing sensation and the dilation of your arteries and capillaries and veins and all that stuff, I would say no more than 100 milligrams for a very baby starting dose. Because like with everything else, you take even protein powder, the dosage can maximize your goals or it can completely hinder them and make you feel worse or do worse. Since we just talked about caffeine's a great example. I like using it directly first thing in the morning with that burn powder because it wakes me up. It gets me going. It helps the bowels move a little bit. And I don't know if that's specifically the caffeine. Caffeine is a diuretic, or if it's some of the other ingredients in the thermogenic powder. But it does help with that. And then when I go to do my cardio, number one, I don't have to worry about shitting myself doing cardio, but number two, then I don't have to worry about stopping in the middle of the cardio session, and then you're on the toilet and you're all sweaty and gross. And I'm sure you guys can continue to fill in the imagery from here, but yeah. So where was I going with all that? I don't know. But my quote-unquote cardio today was just a 20-minute walk. My plan says outside walk, but the fucking bugs in Florida are still so goddamn bad because it's still hot as the devil's dick down here. So we have these, at least in my area, because it's fucking swampy, we have these little sand gnat bug fly things, and they literally just try to face fuck you the whole time you're outside. So I just have a treadmill, so I just set it at my normal walking pace and just walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes. I can't even remember the last time I had cardio on leg day. Maybe at the very, very, very beginning of working with Ross, but honestly, I don't even remember having cardio on leg day, which is also something that I preach and coach for my clients, or plan for my clients, is no cardio on leg days. And if it is, it's literally just steps or walking or more or less recovery stuff. Because you want all your energy for that day to go towards leg training, actually build muscle in your legs, or in my specific case at this time, retain muscle. We're 3.2 weeks out, fucking crazy. So I mean, realistically, not gonna be training legs during peak week, more than likely, I would assume, because I didn't last time. I think last peak week, I did 2 workouts, Monday and Tuesday. Monday was a back day, and Tuesday was a chest day. And that was it. I don't believe I did cardio at all that week. Yeah, so, you know, you take away that week, and essentially, I have today, which is August 21st, and then, yeah, I guess I would have, I'd have to look at the actual calendar and count. Prep brain. So I either have 2 or 3 leg training sessions left, including today. Yeah, I guess 3. So today's the 21st, then the 28th, and then that other Thursday, or the following Thursday, would be the 3rd or the 4th. So yeah, that would probably be the last day I train legs. So I have three leg days left before the show. I would say, safe to assume. I can't imagine I'll be training legs that last week of the show. But anyways, my point is I won't be gaining any tissue in my legs, any appreciable amount of tissue in my legs in these next 3 sessions. And I was just watching another YouTube video that John Jewett posted about his peak week and how he designs it, how he sets everything up. And he was, in this particular part, he was talking about how he designs and plans out his training for peak week. And he kind of works backwards. So he mentioned that he coaches or prescribes leg days no closer than 6 days out from the show. So then he works kind of backwards from that to set everything else up. But even he was talking about, you know, you're not gaining tissue. That shouldn't be the focus. You also shouldn't be introducing, you know, brand new movements that you haven't done either in a while or that you haven't done ever during peak week specifically, but, you know, I guess a couple weeks leading up to peak week. Just because you don't know how your body is going to respond from an inflammation or a soreness standpoint. And he was mentioning, like, if you're ready early, then you're basically just trying to coast and control all the variables you can, you know, from inflammation to training to cardio to visuals, you know, all that stuff. Well, obviously I'm not ready early. So my training intensity is still going to be at 100 until Ross tells me otherwise. I don't really plan on adding too much novelty or too many new exercises. I am going to basically the same gym I've been going to, but it's just a different location because it's like a gym chain. So I'm just going to a different location because today we are filming some of the footage for my transformation video for the Summer Shredding Championship. So that'll be fun. We already have my script. It's just a few lines, but we wanted to film it in an actual gym and not just my home gym or home garage. We actually already have like 90% of the stuff filmed, so that's really cool. I don't like procrastinating. I don't like getting things done at the last second. Like that makes me more stressed out than like specifically this case, like the fact that I don't already have all 3 videos done is a little stressful to me. Kind of makes me freak out. even though they're not due, like they're due no later than a week before the show day, which is the show's the 13th, so they're due on the 6th. The video for the comeback, which was the one class in video for Avery, that one I'm not changing at all. That one is done. Number one, I don't want to rewatch it because it's sad, and number two, I haven't had one single person tell me anything about how they would change it or make it better or anything like that. And that's in that video, in my story, and you know, my physique is pretty much how I won the overall. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the transformation video that we're remaking, and I don't even know if I have told this on social media or online, but for the qualifier in June, I didn't know I was going to do the 0 to 75 pound transformation class until like a week before the show, because I was talking with Ross, and he was like, dude, you're just going to do the one class? And I'm like, well, yeah, because, you know, that's, you know, the class I feel the most confident, you know, that I can win. And he goes, dude, you're spending all this money, you're spending all this time, you've worked, you know, this hard. He goes, dude, it's another like $150 to enter this other class. He's like, just fucking enter it. What's the worst thing that could happen? I'm like, okay. And then I realized, oh shit, I have to turn in a whole separate video for that class. It's a 2-minute video. And I registered for that, the transformation class a week before the show, so that video was due that day. So luckily, my buddy Trey and we had already had so much just like stock footage and B-roll and just videos and pictures that we literally just kind of like smashed it all together and made a 2-minute video within like 4 hours. So that whenever I got some of my feedback from the judges, and it was that was the only negative about my entire transformation show or presentation or whatever, was that the video could have been better. And then I told the judge that was giving me that feedback, I was like, well, yeah, I made it in 4 hours because I registered for that class the day the video was due. And they're like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, I'm dead serious. They're like, oh, well, that's not too bad then. So, but I totally agree. That video that was made was not good at all. So the fact that I got second place with a video that was not good, just tells me a lot about, you know, my story and, you know, my physique and what I've been able to do in the past 2.5 years. So this video that we're making, kind of keeping it close to the vest on like the idea. I've only told like, you know, close family and friends about the idea, but it will be a complete opposite emotion and entertainment perspective than the comeback video. This one is actually going to be entertaining and hopefully funny, because the comeback video is just so damn sad, and I get it, but we have to use the tools that, you know, we're given and that we have access to. So and then the third video doesn't get submitted unless I win the men's transformation overall. So I have a feeling I have a good shot. I mean, I've already won it in the qualifier. You know, I literally have no clue who else is competing in the championship for within the transformation division. I don't know I really don't know like a whole bunch of people's stories. Pretty much the only people I've been talking to online are the ones that are doing the qualifier the day before. So obviously if they place or if they win, then I'll know their story, but I don't know anyone who is for sure already in the championship that will be essentially my direct competition. But I have that, or I don't know that intentionally, because it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter how I'm going to be doing my cardio the next 2.5, 3 weeks, whatever. It doesn't matter to me how hard I train. It doesn't matter how hard I diet, because all I can do is my best. And the sport of bodybuilding is 100% subjective. So, the judges are going to see what they see and say what they say. And there's literally zero that I can do about it. All I can do about it is get their critiques, their criticisms, their feedback, and try to improve based on what they say I need to improve on. Besides the video, the only other critique or feedback I got was from one of the other judges through social media. He reached out to me and he said I just need to bring up my chest and my legs, which I totally agree with. I have, from a physique perspective, I have a weak chest. 100% agree with that. And then legs, like everybody can have bigger legs. So in the 10 weeks between shows, I wasn't really anticipating that I would be able to really increase the size of my chest or increase the size of my legs. I will say that I took pictures last week, and I'm pretty sure I posted it on my Instagram, like 4 weeks out versus 4 weeks out. And those comparisons, my back, which is kind of funny, but my back and my legs from like front shots are insanely different. My back is way leaner. It actually looks more muscular. And my legs are way leaner as well. So we'll see. We shall see. But just trying to not get overly anxious, overly excited. Just trying to, get the tasks done that are right in front of me, day in and day out. Trying not to think too much into the future, because then that's when you can kind of start spiraling mentally. But being back at work helps a lot. Keeps my mind busy. But it's definitely not conducive for a bodybuilding lifestyle, that's for sure. Because over the summer it was good with the first prep, because I was able to literally just do my bodybuilding stuff, and I was able to train, like in the early or the late afternoon, early evening, which is when I prefer to train. Just feel like I'm more awake, have more food in my system, more or less have more energy. But so yeah, I don't know if you saw my Instagram, but yesterday I got in trouble for filming at the other gym that I had been filming at for a week and a half with no problems whatsoever. And it's frustrating because, you know, I get it. The employee was just doing their job. It's not their rules. They just have to enforce them, which is, you know, that's, can't get mad at someone for doing their job, but it's just frustrating because I was wanting to document my training sessions, you know, these last few weeks heading into the show, just so I can share with you guys and, you know, my family and friends, and just, you know, it helps, or it would have helped me back when I was fat, to see someone's like entire journey. You know, their dieting, their nutrition, their cardio, their training, you know, all the things that it took and that it required. You know, I'm not saying that these next 2 to 3 weeks is gonna seriously hinder or like seriously hinder someone's like research into like, oh, I'm fat and I don't want to be fat anymore. Let me see what this guy did. Oh, well, he didn't show his last 2 to 3 weeks before his show. I guess I'm just gonna stay fat. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen, but yeah. I just know that, like, when I first started, you know, my journey, yeah, there was people who had lost a whole bunch of weight, you know, that I followed on social media, you know, but a lot of the times, just because the goddamn algorithm, you know, if you don't post a 90-second video or a 30-second video or shit, sometimes a 15-second video, you know, your content doesn't get blasted throughout the algorithm. It just gets kind of lost. And people don't watch anything longer than that unless they're here on YouTube. So anyways, so these people that I would follow, and I knew they had lost a whole bunch of weight, you know, you see the before and after pictures, but they wouldn't, and I'm not saying it's mandatory, like, that's their own life, they can share whatever they want, but I think just because of the algorithm and not getting bigger reach, they wouldn't post any kind of like longer form content, or like they wouldn't post the shit that's not exciting, you know, the shit that, you know, that doesn't get blasted from the algorithm. So it just, I don't know, it would have been nice to be able to continue to make these longer videos and just for someone else to be able to watch and relate to and get inspiration from, and be able to know that someone else did it, and like, hey, this is the shit they're dealing with every single day. This is shit that they're thinking about. You know, this is the shit that goes on in their brain when they're grinding and you know, have these goals and want to do X, Y, and Z things, and you know, this is what it takes. This is what you have to consider. It's all the research you got to do. That's another quick topic, real quick. Like, yeah, do your research. You know, make sure you don't, you know, hurt yourself if you're gonna go into the super supplement realm. Don't just fucking start taking shit. But also at the end of the day too, like, don't just get analysis or paralysis by analysis. Like, yeah, do your research, get inspiration. God damn, there's a lot of people here. Get your inspiration, you know, follow your favorite YouTuber, your influencer, your fitness person, whatever. But then at the end of the day, like, don't waste so much time doing all that. At the end of the day, just fucking go to the gym. Get started, you know? And that's what, like, you know, a bunch of people ask me, is like, wow, like, you've been doing this for so long, you know, blah 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 X, Y, or Z, and they go, and then they'll ask or say something like, something to the effect of like, you know, how long did it take you? How long you been doing this? Then, you know, my answer has kind of always been like, what does it matter? Like, my journey is my journey. You can lose a shit ton of weight a lot faster than I've done it. You can lose a shit ton of weight a lot slower than I've done it. It shouldn't matter. You know, but my answer nowadays is, you know, I just wish I would have started sooner. You know, I wish that, you know, after my back surgery, that I didn't gain all that weight back, that I didn't let, you know, that fat version of me trickle back into my life and into my mentality. You know, because it just made it that much harder to get, you know, fit again. But I will say, and I guess I could end it on this because we're almost at 35 minutes. But I will say that probably one of the most important things you can do before you start your journey, before you really get going and dive into changing your life, because this is what it's all about. It's not about losing 30 pounds. It's not about losing, you know, 100 pounds. It's not losing about 5 pounds for the beach, whatever. If you're fat and you're unhealthy and you're tired of being fat and unhealthy, the first and most important thing you should do is figure out your why. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to change your life? Because if your why is not that important, if it's not that big, if it's not that solid or concrete, you will not be successful. And I'm speaking 100% from experience. It's the first time I lost 100 pounds. My why was because I said I was going to lose 100 pounds in 10 months. Or I said in less than a year. I ended up doing it in 10 months. But within like a month or two, my why was because my sister-in-law said she would pay for me and my brother to go to a roller coaster theme park if I could lose 100 pounds. So my why was because of a bet. Did I lose the weight? Yes. Did I become a lot healthier? Marginally. Because I did it the entire wrong way, and I'm sure I've talked about it before. You know, a lot of intermittent fasting, a lot of HIIT workouts, a lot of crash dieting. Like, I literally did all of the diets that you can think of. I lost all the weight. I gained zero foundational skills. And my why was shit. My why was a bet. So, flash forward a couple years, kept off the weight more or less, had my back surgery, got back down to pre-surgical weight, kept that off, stayed around 240, 250 for about another year and a half, 2 years. And then towards the end of me working on my last job to be starting my new job at same job, two different high schools, I had gone from 250 to 315 in probably a year. I'd say that's about accurate, yeah. The end of 2022, I just didn't feel like a man anymore, to be perfectly honest. My libido sucked, had no like drive, didn't give a shit about anything, like get my kids to school or on the bus, and then or to daycare or whatever, then I would, instead of like going straight to the gym in the mornings before work or doing whatever, I would literally sit on the couch and play video games for like 3 or 4 straight hours. Total waste of a life, total waste of my time. Literally zero benefit to anyone, even myself. Got my blood work checked. My testosterone was fucking 200s, so that made a lot of sense. But anyways, started TRT. It was like literally like right around Christmas time, 2022. January 1st, I made the decision that, now, you know, basically saying, hey, I'm on TRT now. Like I need to, you know, fucking use it, you know, for all it's worth. Don't just waste it. Don't just start it and, you know, keep eating and living an asshole lifestyle. So, started that. January 1st came around, and I said, I'm going to change my life for my kids. Because they need a better role model as a father and as a man who can be fit and healthy and play with them whenever they want me to. And that why hasn't changed since that day. And I haven't stopped since that day. And I won't stop. Figure out your why, and you will not fail. And you also won't fail if you never quit. You can stumble, you can fumble, you can mess up for a day, 2 days, a week, whatever it is. Just don't quit. Figure out your why. A solid why. Don't quit. It's that easy. All right. Everyone enjoy your Thursday. I'm going to go destroy my legs now. We'll check in tomorrow for arm day.